Hello there and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me on my flight back from Buenos Aires to Frankfurt after an incredible month-long trip to Antarctica, Argentina and Uruguay. On this Lufthansa flight, we'll be seated in the upper deck of a 747-8. But before we embark on this journey, please be so kind and like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We reach Izzi Airport, which is the main airport for international flights to Buenos Aires. The taxi ride from the Hilton Hotel to the airport cost about $15. After a long wait at the check-in counter, we finally dropped our 6 suitcases and headed for the lounge. Izzi Airport is huge. It took us a few minutes to reach the escalator that leads up to security and customs. We stood in line to get through immigrations for about 40 minutes. Make sure to factor this in your schedule if you're flying out of Izzi, Buenos Aires. I can only imagine how stressful this would have been had we flown coach. Once we've passed security and immigration, we make our way to the Star Alliance lounge. It's a long distance from the lounge to our gate, but we are so excited to check it out. The lounge is located upstairs. You can either take the stairs or the elevator. We still have our carry-on bags and suitcases, so we take the elevator. This lounge is pretty busy. The internet connection was great, by the way. And not only that, the variety of foods and drinks was impressive. The second something was gone, it was replaced by staff. I feel as though staff is often overlooked by passengers, so I think it's extra important to mention it whenever the staff does an outstanding job. Just look at how clean and restocked this lounge is. Amazing! And the variety of drinks to choose from, let alone the impressive beer selection. I opted for Bailey's on ice, but the champagne looked good as well. And if you don't want to walk all the way to the large buffet, you can visit a smaller counter in the back of the lounge. After a very pleasant stay at the Star Alliance lounge, it is time to board the plane. There she is. My partner did not want to go with Lufthansa, but for nostalgic reasons, I wanted to fly Lufthansa. More on why my partner didn't want to go with them later. Boarding has started and we are so ready to check out the upper deck. This was actually our very first flight on an upper deck. Have you been on an upper deck of an airplane before? Let me know in the comments below. My partner was very much against flying with this airline due to decline of quality, especially in the business class segment. What do you think? Was he right? Write in the comments below and keep watching to find out. The reason we even got the seats on the upper deck was because the seats we had initially chosen didn't have electricity. Yes, you heard that right. So up we go to find our seats. Located behind the cockpit, we get situated and make ourselves comfortable. Welcome to our little home for the next 13 hours. Our welcome drinks are a classic champagne for my partner and something exotic the crew is not allowed to try for me. It contained alcohol. I think that is where I knew what quality issue my partner meant. I thought that was a rather unprofessional approach to describe the drink they were serving to flight guests. Do you know the feeling when you're ready to go and things are just not moving? I was so ready to go home. We had been gone for an entire month, and I was bursting with inspiration and motivation. I was looking forward to going back to work and seeing my colleagues again. I loved Buenos Aires. What a beautiful city. So alive. And the food? Don't even get me started on the food. I think Buenos Aires is my favorite culinary place in the entire world, or at least on the same level as Osaka, Japan. Prior to this trip, all I thought of was Argentinian steaks and dulce de leche, but there is so much more. I am glad I got some culinary education along the way. Sorrentinos were my favorite by far. So yummy. Sorrentinos are pasta pockets stuffed with a paste of ham and cheese. I had ordered them on several occasions with different sauces, and they were always delicious. Enough about food, let's enjoy the takeoff. Let's have one final look at Rio del Plata, the world's widest river. And no, the Amazon is not the widest river. Rio de la Plata is. As we reach our altitude, the cabin crew is busy preparing dinner. One of the easiest ways to measure quality is through food. Lufthansa's business class in-flight dinner menu offers a variety of meals. I opted for smoked loin slices as an appetizer and the filet mignon for the main course. So did my partner. Our flight attendant told us we probably won't be getting our desired meals as they are low on filet mignon. Really? How does Lufthansa not do the math correctly? We paid a lot of money for our seats, and once you hand out a menu and tell us to choose something, don't come back telling us you're out of choices. Our flight attendant did not return with bad news but proceeded with nuts and drinks. My partner got a Beck's in the cutest little bottle. I got wine and sparkling water. Here we have the loin, which was fine and tasted pretty good. The bread, however, had two phases. One was soft, one was hard as a rock. And now to the salad. Lufthansa, what are you doing? Just no. No, no, no. I get that it's difficult to keep things fresh up in the air, but come on. We paid for that. Why are you giving out rancid lettuce that looks like this? Just don't. And the dirty napkin. Has this salad been reused after the person before me didn't want to eat the lettuce either? We got our desired main course after all. Sharing scarcity issues with guests is just so unprofessional. Keep that to yourselves until you are 100% certain that the meal in question is unavailable. Presentation, honey, is everything. Why does my main course look like a toddler barfed up a box of crayons? Could they not at least clean the rim of the plate, regardless of turbulences? Okay, let's get one thing straight. We paid for very expensive seats that come with a certain level of comfort. We are told to have a premium dining experience, and so far, that simply hasn't been the case. Service also plays into that. Food quality. The meat was drier than Antarctica. Overcooked. The lettuce rancid. The cloth dirty. The bread old. The guests frustrated. My partner vindicated. And then we get dessert. After the horror of the previous courses, we had zero expectations but many fears. We chose the brownie with a cream, and let me tell you, this was the most delicious brownie I've ever had. After dinner, I get comfortable in my seat watching one of my favorite TV shows of all times, The Office. I must have watched it at least 6 times, and I still laughed so hard people turned around to see what's so funny. Now's a great time to show you the seat. Let's start with the compartment on the side. This is pretty big. It holds my travel bag, some books, pajamas, a computer, and much more. Great for overpackers like me. The seat also has a footrest, perfect for tall people like us. This becomes part of the bed when the seat is flat. I love in-flight shopping catalogs. And a safety card, of course. Well, it's an old plane. By the way, this is what the seat looked like before I got to spread all of my stuff. I am one messy traveler. Told you. Although I am a very seasoned traveler, I still tend to either over or underpack, and I will always be messy at my seat on an aircraft. Are you an organized traveler? Let me know in the comments below. Please share your tips and tricks with me so I can up my travel game. Although it is still bright outside, we are going to bed now. Lufthansa does not make the bed for you, at least not in business class. Shocking. The beds are worn out. Time for some new seats. Let's move on to the part I love most about business class flights, the amenity kit. This may sound silly, but I just love those tiny pouches. They are perfect to organize your purse. This one has a rather masculine look. It was designed by Porsche Design. The case is a bit harder but not completely solid. My partner says it's perfect for glasses. Do you agree? Alright, let's look at the contents. And please disregard my manicure or lack thereof. As we move closer to Frankfurt, breakfast is served. Again, the clobs are dirty even before I took my first bite. The presentation is very uninviting. That plate has been out for a long time. The food was lukewarm when I got it. All I ate was the orange part. The rest was unbearable. All in all, Lufthansa's business class product is a testament to having given up. It's like they don't even try anymore. A good brownie cannot make up for a $3,000 embarrassment. Lufthansa's glory days are long gone. From worn-out seats, broken leather, broken seats without electricity, miscalculations of food, unprofessional service, dirty cloths, dirty dishes, lukewarm dishes, Lufthansa really needs to up their game if they don't want to lose any more guests. I probably won't be flying with Lufthansa anytime soon. We are approaching Frankfurt, which has been covered in snow. A blizzard swept through Germany, and we were very lucky our flight was not cancelled. As we start our descent, the view turns into a grayish canvas. And before we know it, we hit the runway in Frankfurt, Germany. We didn't see a thing when we landed, and all of a sudden, the wheels touched the ground and we had arrived at Frankfurt Airport. Finally, I was so ready to go home and do laundry. Look at all that snow. Wow. We waited a long time until we reached our assigned parking position. Had I not just returned from Antarctica, this view would have had me very shocked. I don't recall having seen that much snow anywhere since I was a little kid. Shout out to Fraport staff for doing a good job de-icing airplanes and runways. They all deserve a nice bonus if you ask me. I don't think I have ever been on an airplane that landed in such winter conditions in my 30-plus years of traveling. Not even in Scandinavia in the wintertime. Have you ever flown to a destination covered in this much snow? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, now it is time for the verdict. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I wanted to fly with Lufthansa for nostalgic reasons. I had flown a lot with them, and I always felt that this airline was reliable, safe, prestigious. They always maintain great destinations, and many members of my family work for them. I always thought of Lufthansa as a good representation of Germany, but that's no longer the case. They've lost their glam factor. It's no longer a grand airline with good service. It is a rundown airline way past its prime. That really makes me sad. To be fair, our inbound flight from Frankfurt to Buenos Aires wasn't as disappointing as this one, but it wasn't great either. Check out my other video for the flight report. As with any flight, the crew contributes a big deal to your experience. I thought our flight attendant was unprofessional about the shortage situation and the welcome drink. I understand it is a stressful job, but at least hand out clean napkins and cloths, give out clean plates, and use fresh produce for the meals. We paid plus 3,000 USD for our return trips, and I think that is quite a large sum for such a poor quality product. Of course, trips to Argentina are more expensive in general, but come on, make it nice. As far as the aircraft goes, I am well aware of the fact that these machines are put under a lot of stress and are running non-stop. I get it, but it certainly wouldn't harm to ensure that A, all seats have electricity, and B, to update the surfaces a little. Give the seats new upholstery so that a flat bed is just that and not a guarantee for a sore body. Replace loose sockets for the power outlets. Will I be traveling with Lufthansa anytime soon? Like I said, probably not for a while. The price simply doesn't meet my expectations for a business class flight. Now that we have landed and the verdict is out, it is time for me to go home and do the laundry worth of 6 suitcases. Did you like this video? Then please like and subscribe for more videos. You did not like the video? Well, let me know in the comments below and subscribe so you can see me improve over time. I'll win you over eventually. Goodbye.